Right then guys, since we last spoke, it's been quite a while and quite a lot has happened.
Funnily enough, these weren't even concreted in, so I can see why there's been problems with it, but you know.
What we need to do is hide this 4-inch soil pipe.
Me, stupidly, I've put it round the wrong way.
Don't do extreme close-ups on me.
Right, morning and welcome to the channel. Today what we've been doing this morning is ripping down this old fence ready to reinstate the new one. As you can see probably from previous videos, this fence was pretty rotten, a lot of disrepair. The neighbour had sort of cobbled together a couple of quick fixes and basically it just needs to be ripped down, started again and done right. So first thing, obviously take the old fence down. We've done that, we've ripped the old met posts out. Funnily enough, these weren't even concreted in, so I can see why there's been problems with it. But you know, also a lot of roots growing down the side of it, making it undermining the met posts. So what we've decided to do is we're going to measure out 6 foot centres. 1, 2, 3. We're going to knock off this soldier course and we're going to resin fix a metal plate down onto this lower course. Level it up with bolts, get some concrete underneath it so it can't go anywhere, and it's going to give us a really good base to put the new fence posts in. We're going to build in around it with new bricks. So I'm just going to be getting this all neatened up, ready to go, get all this concrete away so we can maintain a decent line to the existing block paving, and that's going to be my project for today. James is painting up the fence posts and also this gravel board. We're going to stick a gravel board in here because what I like to put gravel boards in, because what happens is it's like a sacrificial piece of timber, because obviously when the rain splashes, it splashes down onto your block paving and onto your wall. It has a habit, I don't know if anyone's noticed this, you've probably noticed this in your garden. The fence panels always rot from the bottom up because that's where all the moisture is. So just for the sake of cutting these at 6 foot, or the same length as the fence panel, it's just a cheap and easy way of maintaining the integrity of your fence panel, because as soon as these get rotten, you can just go to your builders merchants, buy some more, cut them to size, and it's probably about probably not even a tenth of the price of a new fence panel. So I always recommend when you're putting up new fencing to do that. It just increases the shelf life of your fence. So that's what we're doing today. Hope you enjoy the show.
Right, so this morning we've had a big clear out in here, as you can see. Purpose of that, we've got the scarifier coming today, and so he's going to need a big open space to carry on with what he's doing. When you actually screed a floor, you get something called latents, which is like a film that happens on top of the screed, which we don't want when we come to prime and put adhesive on the floor. So when he comes today, he's going to basically create a rough texture across the whole floor throughout the basement. Then when we come to prime the floor and then put adhesive on it, it'll penetrate further into the screed. So that'll be really good for us. So we basically got everything out the way so he can just carry on with that and he has a straight run, and then we can shift things about afterwards whenever he's finished. So that's what we're doing today, that's what's going on.
Right then guys, since we last spoke, it's been quite a while and quite a lot has happened. Time frames we've had to squeeze down to get the maximum sort of effort out of everybody we could, so it's meant we haven't been able to film. So we're going to have a little walk around, show you exactly what's been going on, get you up to speed, and then we can show you what we're doing today. Right, so the first thing you'll probably notice is we've got this patio area sorted, we've got all our steps in, and we've also got our copings which have been done over there as well. All we've got left to do is a few little final bits of resin just to finish the miters and a little bit of grout down there, and then this area is totally done. You can see over here we've got these lovely new fence panels in. So we got these from MKM. They are a contemporary fence panel, supposedly that's what they're called. They look really nice, and these obviously carry on right the way down the garden. What we've done here, I don't know if you can sneak around this way and see. Obviously we've got all these panels, which I'll show you while we're using these ones in a minute. What we've done, because we had this horrible wall here, we never knew what we were going to do with it. We always thought we'd panel it off. We were talking about rendering, but because there's no other render out here, it would look a bit odd. So what we've done is actually got 2 extra of these panels, and we've cut them down to fit underneath here. Once these are out of the way, you'll be able to see exactly. There's going to be another one that goes here and will carry through to there as well. there is going to be hedges here, across here, to eliminate the need for any sort of railing. So we just had to basically make it finish somewhere over here. So it's going to be over here somewhere, and then it will just be hidden behind the hedge, and it will look good, it will look smart. Right, let's head at the top and we can see what else is going on. So in this area here now, Alex is just putting in a little bit of a concrete footing. You can see these edges that we've run along the path, so these are called sets. And what we're going to do is carry these sets along and along the back of here as well to give us a definitive edge between the hedge and the tiles. So that just means then all the way up here, when you're doing your mowing of your lawn, you've got no chances of your mower hitting the porcelain and cracking it, because that's the last thing you want to happen. You've got a nice finished edge which works really well to give us our 1200 path here as well. Hi Pete. In this area there's just going to be turf over there, and then we're going to put some flower beds around the outside. Obviously I've mentioned about the hedges down that end. So this lovely path runs all the way up here to the secondary patio area, which is here. So this is going to be a nice little bit of a sun trap. You do get some sun down there, but not as much as up here. This is nice sunny area here. What we've done here, we've put some fence posts up. As you can see, this is going to be the boundary line between the garden and the driveway, and we're going to replicate this panelling on here, across here, and we'll also do that on the gate as well. So once the gate is closed, this just looks like one whole fence that runs across there. Out here into the driveway, you can see we've started getting our edges down. All the edges are mucked in, and the rest of the driveway, as is standard with this sort of drive, will be on compacted sharp sand. Over here, this bit here, so here we're going to have an Asgard shed. If you've not heard of Asgard sheds, they're really, really good. They're actually police approved, they're that secure. So we're going to have a nice little, I think it's 3 foot by 7 foot shed going on here. So whoever buys the house has got somewhere to store their mower, bikes, anything like that. And then the bin store will be either here or here. We haven't decided that yet. Obviously this isn't staying, this is the portaloo, and nobody wants that in their garden. Over this way, so the sets will carry on. We're going to use these sets as the driveway. They'll run all the way down here to this point out here, which is obviously where this shared roadway is that comes through. So what we're going to do is just bring a line straight across this end and then fix the tarmac, just bring that down to it. Our boundary line is over here, which you can probably see. That just runs in line with the wall, so we've done that. Next door are going to be having some work done as well, so all this will be coming up eventually. So what we're going to do is basically put a concrete chamfer in all the way across here, because obviously the levels are all very higgledy-piggledy out the back, and then we're going to lap some plastic up this end here, so when they come to lift these slabs, they can lift these and the flaunching will still be in situ and it won't damage it whatsoever. They can just relay everything back up to that then. This doesn't get damaged, that doesn't get damaged, everyone's happy. On this side over here, Pete and James are just repairing or replacing the fence. So the fence that was here, it is that person's fence, but we decided because it was pretty knackered that we wanted to replace it, because obviously it impacts on the look of our driveway. So we're putting the fence panels that you saw down there, the brown feather edge ones, they're going to be going in across here. So the guys are just working on this now. What you've probably seen on the time lapse is them getting these post holders anchor resined in. The reason we've done that rather than burying the post in the ground is that if we did do that, we'd have had to move the fence right over to here and lifted some of these pavers up, which would have meant that this person would have lost quite a bit of space in their garden. So by moving this over here to where they were previously, it just means that they've still got their garden. It doesn't impact us at all. We can just brick this in around here and it will look absolutely mint. Right, let's go and have a look and see what's going on in the house. Yes, one take! Well, 12, but one. Right then guys, so now we're in what will be the kitchen. I was away yesterday. While I was away, the guys in here, which I believe you saw on the time lapse, were scarifying this floor. So what scarification is, basically we've had the floor self-leveled, with self-leveling, self-compacting screed that goes into here. So literally the guys poured it in, as you've seen in the previous episode, they pour it in and then they tamp it down and it finds its own level. Then what they do once they've done that is they spray a thing on top called latence. What that latence does is provides a protective barrier between the screed that's just been poured and any forces from above. It helps prevent any cracking, helps prevent any damage, and helps it when it's drying out. But what that does mean is, before you come to lay any floor on this, in this case we're using Antico flooring, you need to scrape that latence off. So the guys come here and they basically sand the top couple of mil off and removes that latence. So that was what was done yesterday. So this floor is now almost, obviously it needs cleaning and priming, but it is now ready for the Antico flooring to go in. We've totally cleaned this out because obviously we had to, for them to scrape everything down or sand everything down, scarify, that's the word. So yeah, this will be the kitchen. This is all done through here. Hello, I forgot what I'm saying now. Let's have a look at the bathroom, right? Right then, we've seen in here, let's go and have a look in the bathroom. So this is obviously the basement bathroom. We've got 3 in total in this property, and this one is very nice. So we've got a lovely basin, toilet, a Bluetooth cupboard up here as well, so that's got Bluetooth speakers in, so you can listen to some tunes while you're having a poo or in the shower. Speaking of the shower, we've got this courtesy shower here, rainwater shower above your head, and then what we've got here is some nice shelving. This is a shelf to obviously store all your shampoo, shower gel, that sort of stuff, and this one doubles as either a seat to sit down if anybody needs to sit down when they're having a shower, you know, accessibility, that sort of stuff, and also when you're shaving your legs, it works really well for this. So we've thought of everything in here. You can see this tape here, there's going to be some LED lights underneath. What are you laughing at? I know you shave your legs, I've seen them. So we've got some nice LED tape which will go underneath and shine some light down as well as obviously our hidden down lighters. Right, let's go upstairs now and see what's been going on there, because that's changed quite a lot. Right, so upstairs, you've seen Brad, the decorator. He has been very busy, very, very busy. In these rooms, he's just got a coat of primer on everywhere at the minute. It's looking mint though. It just makes the rooms feel extra special now there's some paint on the walls. So this is going to be the study. Through here, we've got, this is going to be obviously the main living area. It does look absolutely mint now. Brad is doing an excellent job. He's really good, he's really good. Have you got an Instagram, Brad, or anything like that you do your work on?
Yes.
Yeah? Do you want to post it on the internet or not? There's nothing on your Instagram? No. He's so good, he doesn't need to advertise. So in this room, this will be the snug. Again, looking absolutely mint. You can't really see the fireplaces at the minute, but they are very good. We've restored those. This was the one that was in here before. I'm sure I've already spoke about this. That was the one that was in there before, and the one in the main living room, we've pinched that from somewhere else, and it looks epic. It looks really good. Right, out the front, not much has changed, unfortunately. We've done some repairs. All the repair work's done. There's a little bit to do up on one corner, but that's it. We're just now waiting for the decorator, who is going to be here in 4 weeks. 4 weeks time, and then he will start on the front. So that's pretty much it. You're pretty much up to speed now. I've talked for far too long. Need to get some stuff done. Let's go and do it.
Right, James, putting the second from last panel in. Now what we're going to do, we've taken measurements top and bottom for the width of the opening. So first thing you need to think about is which way round it's going to go. So it's going to go, it's like...
We're lifting that up and in, aren't we?
Yeah, but this is going to be the side that we cut from to, yeah?
Yeah.
Because it's going to turn round and go in that way, isn't it? Oh, crap. Look what we've done. So basically we've just come to cut this final fence panel, and looking up I've made the classic rookie error, and I've put one of the panels the wrong way round, as you can see. The feather edge is facing downwards on this, and me stupidly I've put it round the wrong way. So it's only 6 screws in the case of tipping it round, but obviously a little bit infuriating because it was going really well this morning. So take this out, zip it round, same line, same level, just like I say, just rectify the problem and move on. So and then obviously next step is to fabricate this one. It's a bit of an awkward opening because we're marrying it up to an existing wall. It's probably about 40 mil out of plumb. I mean, it's an old garden wall, and it's probably over 100 years old, so we're not expecting anything to be plumb. So we're going to get that in, and then we've got this small one here, which is going to sit on top of the coping, so that we're leaving the brickwork exposed on the neighbour's side of the fence. I've told him this is what I was going to do. He's more than happy with that, because then he can put a bit of trestling on the wall and just make a bit of a feature of it. And then after that, we're going to get some, going to cut off the tops of the posts, and get some caps machined up. We're going to make it out of some timber we've got left over. That's our plan for today, and then this should be buttoned up within a couple of hours, so hopefully you'll see the finished product. Yeah, so it's from that side, isn't it? From that side, because that's facing downwards, so when we lift it up and in, it's from that angle, isn't it? Yeah, so that's down. Yeah. That's on, no, look, because that's on the ins. So it's going to be from this point there, because it's going to spin round. So let's just move it. Yeah, let's just move it, because it's very hot and I'm getting easily confused today. So, okay. Right, spin it round 180. Okay. So that, the way it's facing now.
Yeah, is that?
Yeah. So this is the side that's going to go against the fence post. So we'll measure to the. We'll just run the rail saw down this, get it trued up. The reason why, as you can notice, we're running the rail saw down them now. This is no disrespect to the people we get them off. Unfortunately, this is just the quality of what you get these days. What it is that these end slats have been staggered 1/4 of an inch. We've left it, basically what I'm saying is, these end pieces here overhang between 5 and 6 mil each side, and they alternate. What it is obviously, unfortunately, when you mass produce something, there's always going to be a room for error. So what we've done, I've set my post to the bare minimum because I wanted a nice tight fit. But unfortunately, because of bows and this overhang, I'm just running the track saw down it to make sure that everything's nice and true. So I've got a good starting point. Also, I think that this is good practice, so that when I'm actually making a piece to fit in, I can get an exact measurement, because I know everything's going to be a nice straight line. So it's probably, some people might say it's a little bit pedantic, just make them oversize them, screw into it, but unfortunately if you make the openings bigger than you need to be, you end up pulling the uprights away from the header, and I don't like that because it weakens the fence posts, the fence panel. So like I say, I'm just going to run my rail saw down this for the 30 seconds it takes. It just makes my life a lot easier, so that's what I'm doing. You got your sharpener on you, fella? James's best purchase here, a pencil sharpener on a string, look, never loses it.
Looks a bit daft.
So top was 6, 7, 8, so measure from top. 6, 7, 8, right, so that's there.
632 bottom.
632 bottom, so nearly a 40 mil discrepancy. 632, yeah? We'll put a string line on it, get this line squared across. You do the same that side, look. And what we're going to do, James, yeah, we're going to hold it below this timber line, or else otherwise it's not going to snap onto it. So, okay, say when?
Yep, when.
Okay, so we've got a bit of a line to work to there, so that's good. Now what we're going to do now is we're going to pop off this upright here, plant it on, and what that will do is it'll keep all the slats nice and secure when we run our rail saw to it. It is tempting just to run the rail saw now and then butt up to it, but all that's going to happen is, what I found from personal experience, is that because this is very, very thin timber, it has a habit of slapping around against the blade, so it just makes it secure, and I think it's good practice because it just takes out the risk of the wood splitting, so we don't want that. So just ease this off, nice and gentle. Also, the added advantage of doing it this way is that we leave the battens on the other side, and it just makes sure all the slats stay located. So I'm going to trim these off flush, because as you can see, these have been put in by a nail gun. Now if I try and bang these out the other way, what's going to happen is the wood's going to start splitting, and I don't really want that, and I need to reuse this and I want it to look decent. So if I get a pair of end pincers or a pair of wire snips, I can just trim those off, tap them flat, and I can reuse this as is. So okay, so next step, let's just I'm just going to square this line down so we've got something to work to on the other side. Obviously it needs to go this side of the line. I'm going to get some 30mm screws, and I'm just going to spike this batten very gently into the upper layer of this fence panel. Now what that's going to do, it's going to keep it located, but it's not going to come through the other side. So that means what I can do, I can flip over the fence panel without this falling off, and then I can just repeat the process that I've just done. And then it hopefully should just be a case of me running the rail saw down this edge here, and it should all marry up nicely. So that's all nice and secure. So what we do now, just take the tools off, flip it over. The line that I've transferred, we ping from point A to point B and repeat the process. Start work on that final panel, then get string line and pop off all the tops of those posts, machine the caps, touch them up with paint, and we're good to go, my mate.
Right, and guys, so our next mission is fencing. So you've just seen Pete and James working on the fence in the back garden, and what we're doing, myself and Phil, is now replicating this contemporary fence which we have here. We're going to replicate this fence over here. What we need to do is hide this 4-inch soil pipe behind some cladding, some fencing, and make it look nice. So what we're going to do is basically clad right the way across here into this piece here. So we just now formulated a plan on how we're going to construct it, but basically we're going to replicate what we've got over there, here, and at the end of the garden. So the defining point between the garden and the driveway will look exactly like that. We're also going to mask a gate, hide a gate within that as well, so obviously you can get in and out, because it's pretty pointless if you can't get from your driving to your garden. Yeah, so basically what we're going to do is get a base rail, a header, 2 sides, and we're going to frame that. We're going to work it out so that our slats here sit within a groove, and basically make exactly the same as that, minus these vertical points here. So where we've got these extra bits here on the face, we're not going to have that. We're just going to have the slats that run right the way across. We've got these lovely slats here from a company, I think they were near Essex, maybe. It was down south somewhere. We'll put the link to their website actually in the description below, because these are actually really quality timbers. We're really impressed with these. Delivery was wicked. The guy that I spoke to on the phone was excellent as well. So yeah, I'd definitely recommend using these for timber in the future. Yeah, right, we need to get the table saw set up because we need to cut a rebate, and then we'll go from there. Let's do it. Don't do extreme close-ups on me.
Extreme close-up! Wah!
Right, so Phil is inside now. We've come to a conclusion of how we're going to do it. We've tried routing, it's going to take a bit of time. What we're doing is going to run this through the table saw. You can see we've created these 2 grooves there on the table saw. Then using the router with a 15mm bit, we can then take the rest of the channel out, and then what that allows then is our slats, which are here. They can then sit perfectly in like that. Then we can glue and screw this from the back, and then this will form then our uprights and also our base and our top rail. In the base rail, they will sit like that. It'll all become apparent when we put it together, but basically we're just machining up the frame of this now, and then we can start to construct it. Right, so this is the last one done now. So using the table saw, obviously you saw that we cut the channels out of it and then just literally use an old chisel, just pop those bits out and then we can just run the router down, nice and easy. And what that's done is created a rebate for our slats to be able to sit in like that to create our framework. Nice and simple, we can get these glued in, screw from the back and then we're good to go. You can now see that the framework is in. Some of these, the thickness of them, are slightly wider, slightly thinner, so it's been a bit of a nightmare.